I'm Laura Hooker. I know all of you in this room, and I know of you, sir, so nice to meet you officially. Thank you. So I am in my third year on the town board as a town council person, and I'm Tim's deputy supervisor. We have a lot of fun. We don't bang our heads at the wall as much as we used to.
That's true.
We do sometimes, but not as much as we used to.
Not half as much.
No.
Yep.
To those of you who have watched our meetings, been in attendance in person, or watched us on YouTube, you may have noticed some of my favorite Tim lines. They include, "I'm sorry." that was a mistake I made. Thank you, well taken, and point taken. Although these words are not frequently said, they are very meaningful. I don't believe that there has ever been a town supervisor in the town so willing to listen, take criticism, make change, apply opinions, or remain as calm as this guy. Yeah. Flawless, calm, cool, and collected. Being a supervisor doesn't come without its fair share of criticism, something that thankfully has been taking a backseat given the fantastic amount of progress happening in our town right now. The way that Tim handles negativity is impressive. He just lets things run off those shoulders. To get to the amount of things that we have had to get done, that includes us having to have public meetings. Tim is not afraid of the old meeting. Some may say enough of the meetings. I know we have a lot of meetings, and they sometimes, aka always, or usually go long. Yes, they are jam-packed, but you know what? They are really well run, and they are calm. And as Pat Lynch so beautifully pointed out in her recent letter to the Adirondack Daily Enterprise, and a sentiment that I will echo, we have made such progress on things that have been stagnant or buried for years. And that is in huge part to Tim and his amazing assistant, Sasha. One of the requirements of being a town supervisor is working with the Essex County Board and the Board of Supervisors. Through his conversations and advocacy for this town, and during his weekly meetings at the Elizabethtown Town Hall, Tim has definitely proven the fact that he has made connections. But not only that, he has fostered and found resources that continue to benefit our town. Just look around town and you will see Tim, usually outside, mingling with the townspeople or making our town a bit more beautiful. He is also willing to meet anyone. At any time, just reach out to him. The summer is jam-packed with beach concerts, heading into its second month, and the Summer Youth Commission has started this week. Our current board is making change on things that we promised while campaigning, and on things that our townspeople request. Lastly, Tim has single-handedly inspired or connected so many people to get involved in our town, and the committees, boards, projects that are in the midst. He continues to inspire townspeople to get involved in town events. Volunteerism and town pride is evident with his supervisor's report, Wilmington News and Notes, and his general conversations. I know that Tim will continue to do things that I've briefly spoken about, and I hope that you will tell your friends to vote for Fall as 2026. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Pat, for all your help. I think everyone here, for especially Jerry Wright, Citizen of the Year. I've only known Jerry for 44 years. After a stagnant few years, things are looking up in Wilmington. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for that very nice introduction and for all of your hard work. Please, Laura. After a stagnant few years, things are looking up in Wilmington. Probably the biggest accomplishment of the past 6 months is the passage of the landmark zoning code amendments found in Local Law 1, Local Law 2, and Local Law 4. Previous town boards discussed the zoning amendments in Local Law 1 for years. 2 of these amendments were literally discussed for 4 years. during both the Holzer and the Smith administrations, going round and round and round and round with nothing actually being accomplished. Month after month, year after year, there was always another excuse. And then Randy, Hannah, and I were sworn into office. I guess you were technically sworn into office as well, right, as deputy supervisor? So we were sworn into office.
A lot of swearing.
So then Laura, Randy, Hannah, and I were sworn into office, and we got local law 1 on the books in less than 3 months. After the previous administration has talked about it for 4 years. We got it done in 3 months. If I didn't know better, I might almost think that the key to updating the zoning code is actually wanting to update the zoning code. 3 months after passing local law 1, we passed local laws 2 and 4. Local law 2 will improve access to middle income housing. Local law 4 will rein in some of the rapid and dramatic land clearing we've seen around Wilmington in the past few years. With multiple landmark properties on the market or recently changing hands, it was especially important to get local law 4 on the books with all deliberate speed. And that's exactly what we did. It says pause for applause.
Well done.
Wait, say the last line again.
And that's exactly what we did. But we're not just passing laws. Far from it. We've dramatically updated and improved the town's procurement policy, which, as Laura can tell you, was a complete mess, to the point of incoherence. I mean, a mess is an understatement. But the town's procurement policy was incoherent. We've also dramatically updated and improved the town's facilities use application. I led the way on these projects and did almost all of the work, the lion's share. The employee handbook is next. Laura and I have spent several hours in meetings about the handbook so far this year, and we only have 34 more hours to go. Laura has led the way on this and put in the vast majority of work. Pause for applause. The previous administration talked about updating the employee handbook. They talked about it. We're not just passing overdue legislation and bringing town policies into the present decade. The damaged and decayed light poles on Bowman Lane have been taken down and taken away. The sign at the community center is next. The town board voted 4-1 to add an extra month of summer beach concerts. Donations from our community poured in and made that possible. And the number of donations we received was shocking. Really a lot more than I expected. Rooms in the first floor of the town hall that at the start of the year were stuffed floor to ceiling with boxes of ancient records are well on their way to being reclaimed for productive use. 36 boxes of ancient records have been shredded so far. Only 1,425 boxes to go. Make no mistake, the previous administration's stewardship of the summer youth program was worse than abysmal. And this pathetic performance resulted in the cancellation of the summer youth program in 2025. In 2026, Wilmington has a summer youth program, and we also have an independent program of youth swimming lessons. It turns out that the key to accomplishing these things was actually caring about them and believing that they're important. Who knew? We've dramatically improved communication and transparency. Nearly all of the resolutions the town board discusses and votes on are posted on the town's website before the board meetings. This is something no previous administration has ever done. And as Laura can vouch, there were resolutions, like relatively important resolutions that we weren't even, I asked to read them, the town board members. did not receive resolutions before the meetings.
I remember that.
It was good. It was good. Now the whole town can read the resolutions. I published 10 town supervisors' reports on the town website so far this year. Anyone have a guess of the number of town supervisors' reports published last year?
0.
More.
2, but they were a paragraph long.
And talk
I
about
read
what he
them.
had for dinner.
Yeah.
They were very heavy on his diet.
Yeah.
It was, and the weather. The weather was a big theme.
Blonde man.
The diet, well, that's true, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't know what the weather had been until I read the supervisor's report. It was very informative. So 10 to 2, I've never mentioned my diet once.
You're still.
The lead, yes, exactly. The lead. Times have changed and things are looking up in Wilmington. We've brought energy, competence, dedication, and a feeling of community pride to the town hall. We're not in there to chit-chat and pump the gullible and the naive full of empty promises, gaslight, and hot air. We're in there to get things done. The town supervisor's office is now effective. The town supervisor's office is now an office that Wilmington can be proud of. Because make no mistake, we've spent most of this year taking care of things that should have been accomplished years ago. Meanwhile, the same people who have opposed everything we've accomplished in the past 4 years could not quite manage to give it a rest and give us a chance. The same people who have opposed everything we've accomplished in the past 4 years did not skip a beat, opposing and complaining every single step of the way, while making sure to bellyache about division in the community the entire time. As usual, the crocodile tears are falling hard and fast, and I worry that the banks of the mighty Ausable just might be insufficient to contain the deluge. I have some good news, because you don't need to listen to gossip, garbage, jibber-jabber, flim-flam, caterwauling, kvetching, nitpicking, naysaying, bellyaching, baloney, and secondhand news. You don't need, in 2026, you don't even need to leave your house. The town board meetings on YouTube, are on YouTube, and you can see for yourself.
But you can stream them live.
No heckling. Gossip, garbage, jibber-jabber, flim-flam, caterwauling, kvetching.
Pause.
Heckling. I should, yeah, next time I'll add heckling to the list. Town board meetings are on YouTube and you can stream them live and you can see for yourself. The loudest voices are sticking with it, saying what they've been saying for 4 years. But the calm and quiet and wise voices deserve to be heard too. And now, for the first time in a long time, they are. Wilmington deserves a town supervisor who works hard, delivers results, and represents the whole town. That's what Wilmington has now, and in November, that's what Wilmington can vote to keep. Thank you. Thank you all. Be glad to answer some questions.
Can I make a comment?
Can I- Yes?
Having watched both in person and but more recently online, every time I hear the comment from particular member of the rectangular table that it's been discussed before, I wanna just scream and say, but you haven't done anything. And you've been getting it done, thank you.
Thanks. A lot of these issues have been discussed for years and years, and a lot of the things that people want us to work on, previous supervisors have worked on. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was not. Sometimes it was gaslight, smoke and mirrors, and jibber-jabber. But sometimes it was good faith effort. And some of these things like dredging the river or school district, boundary changes, those are very hard things to accomplish. Things have been discussed for years, and Sometimes there's good reason why nothing was accomplished, and sometimes there isn't. Sometimes nothing was accomplished because the people at that table didn't want to accomplish anything.
Yeah. Because you could talk about it tremendously.
And boy, did we for 2 years.
Because it was always 3-2. It was very hard to get things accomplished.
Yes,
Now it's 4-1, or 5-0.
yep. I think we've accomplished more in 6 months than the previous administration accomplished in 2 years. I
Mhm.
genuinely do believe that. What did
He
they
didn't
accomplish?
accomplish anything, did he?
They got a STR law passed that is not good.
I know.
Right.
What are you, I love the use notes, I really like to get it, I feel like I understand things better, it's communicated well. And two, for the next, like, rest of the year, what are the things that you guys, and you in particular, but like the board, what are the things that you're looking to achieve and looking to work on?
Well, we've got 125 more hours of meetings left to handle. After that, Lloyd, do you want to answer quick first?
So the comprehensive plan is something that's pervasive. That is definitely something that everyone has been asking for. It's kind of a requirement that we have to dive into. We have a committee set up for that. Randy's working on getting us a bus for the seniors for Essex County. And that will be something that will be utilized. It can only be utilized for seniors. I think that's the caveat of it, but that will be more to come. We have a couple things. We have a meeting next Tuesday. I'd rather talk about them at the meeting, but because I talked about a couple things, but because I don't know how the other board members, I don't want to lay something out that we're not even going to think about. The logo, we just had a meeting this week with Roost, who is going to possibly look at doing a brand update for the town of Wilmington, looking into ways to have a consistent, cohesive message from the town, anything town related, so that everybody would look at Wilmington and know that that is associated with it. I think, as Tim says, we're just trying to take the heat out of things because it's been so volatile for 2+ years, 4 years. I mean, it's just been, I think we're just trying to get stuff done and not engage in the things that are hot topics as much as we can. We don't have a town Facebook page. We don't have, we're trying to limit the things that are not consistently, you know, we're trying to have one place where people will go for information, which is the town website, so that they know that it's not somebody's gossip. It is literally from the website, it's from the town voice. And we had a hard time, I mean, if you check out the Wilmington Hub right now, it is Hazelton lumber, and, you know, there's nothing about the town. It's not got a message, and we're not associated with it anymore. So the message can be whatever they want it to be, and it always has been run by people who are not town employees. There were 2 town employees that could participate in it, but the page is owned by someone, not a town employee. So, you know, we never really had a true pulse, our finger on the pulse for it. So, and it is a place where there was a lot of false information or heated information or things that just got people riled up, and we're trying to just keep it, you know, if you're interested in something, come talk to us. If you have a question, it's not the right avenue. As anybody can attest to, Facebook is as useful as it is toxic, and there's many things that get skewed or shared that may or may not be true. So I think really trying to encourage people to go to the meetings, trying to encourage people to actually talk to Tim, talk to me, talk to any of the people that are, you know, the people who can make the decisions, because we really do want to listen to you and hear from you and try to make action. So I think that would be what I can speak on.
Is there anything that can be done to remove that page?
She owns it. I mean, Michelle Preston owns it.
But
It was,
the road, does it,
well, that's why we wanted the town not to be involved in it, because it has,
yeah.
it is meant to mislead. It was meant to, people were, the goal was for people to think it was an official town page. In fact, even when I was on the town board, I thought it was an official town page. I thought Dawn had it.
So
Yeah.
if it's, but it isn't, does it say it's the town?
Not
What is
anymore,
it?
they changed the name, so it's the
Yeah.
hub.
It's
So,
less,
Yeah, it is, they've changed it, so it's less, less,
misleading.
yes, less appearing as an official town page.
Maybe it needs more people, putting in comments that this is not the town page.
I think it's pretty obvious since the last four
Oh, I
posts
haven't
were
looked at it.
Hazelton lumber advertisements. So.
That was something that even Favor got upset about.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember, yep. But what did he do about it?
Yeah.
I think everything you said about our goals for the rest of the year is very well put. Continue working on the projects we've started. I do hope to disseminate some type of survey, so we can get the townspeople's voice on what they'd like us to really focus on. I mean, some of these, again, dredging the river and school district boundary line changes are such heavy lifts, and, but if that's really what the town wants us to focus on, I'm willing to focus on it. But if, like I said, if the 55% majority that wants it done, that's not a good use of the town board's time. So I'd like more input. I'd like the town board and the town supervisor's office, and this is on the agenda for Tuesday, just to make a concerted effort to, reach the town and ask the town what they think about a few issues and what issues are their priorities. And that's one of my main goals for the rest of the year, I think, because that would be an enormous project. It'll be done through mail, I imagine, so.
And the newsletter.
The newsletter, yep, yeah, hopefully that's near, I said probably a week or two ago, I think that's a few days away from being finished, and it's not that much closer than it was, when I said, it's in the home stretch.
Have you contacted the Osceola Valley School District to see what their plans are regarding the Osceola Elementary School? Seen that in the newsletter?
Well, I've already answered that question, Pat, but I'll answer it again. The first thing to do is to make sure that, well, just keeping the school open. You're talking about keeping the school open, or are you
Well,
talking about school district?
it's kind of, people would have a different opinion if they knew the school was gonna be closing and their children were gonna have to go that far than the way it is now. If they're just gonna go to Osceola or Lake Placid, there's no change.
Do
You know
you-
what they think about that.
So what's the question?
To contact the Osceola School District and see if they have any concrete plans for either this year coming up, or is it gonna be, down the road that they're talking about?
Do you think they would say that to me over the phone if I called them?
Well, it was in the front page of the newspaper that they were gonna go bankrupt if it stayed open.
I read the article.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a study was commissioned. It's all very reminiscent of St. Armand, Bloomingdale rather, which I followed because the Enterprise did a very good job of covering it. And it was heartbreaking in Bloomingdale. It really was. And boy, did the supervisor of Bloomingdale fight it as hard as she possibly could.
It was quick too, wasn't it?
Well, it's kind of like going bankrupt. It's fast, it's slow for the first few years, then it's fast. It was quick in one way, but then again, they've been talking about it for years. So was it quick? I don't know. Depends how you look at it. They've been talking about it for years, so. But it is true that like when the ball got rolling, they did accelerate the timeline faster than what the community expected initially. It's heartbreaking for Bloomingdale. It would be heartbreaking for Osceola Forks to lose their elementary school. But, and I think probably the time to evaluate what Wilmington wants to do is probably, rather than engaging in a series of hypotheticals, like if this, then what? If this, then, if this and this, then what do we do? I think we probably wait to see what plays out and then see what we want to do. I think Bloomingdale's heartbreaking experience has shown crystal clear that town supervisor's voice is not very important in these decisions.
I think there is a maximum amount of time that a child can spend on a bus for New York State. I don't know what it is, but I think that there would have to be some sort of restrictions on that, because I wanna say it's an hour, I wanna say it's around an hour. And that would, involve them possibly having, more direct routes to the school. But, I mean, I lived in Wilmington and was on the bus for just about an hour my entire life, so, and my sons aren't, so it's not so far outlandish, and we live 10 miles away from Lake Placid. So, I mean, they do a route in Lake Placid and then go to Wilmington. I mean, and then wherever you live in Wilmington, you could go on all the roads just to go to your house when you've already crossed the path to your house. So, I mean, I don't think it's not, yes, it's a further drive, but maybe there's going to be a more direct route.
Yeah.
So, and I know the kids that live in Sable now, I would imagine some of them are on the bus for close to that anyway, with I think there are standards that would have to be taken into account.
I always remember, one of my favorite Wilmington sayings about Wilmington politics is, Bobby Bowen wouldn't talk if his life depended on it, and Judy wouldn't shut up. And actually, she'd be quiet for a long time taking notes, but the thing that got her going and made her explode was talking about the Lake Placid School District and how the Wilmington kids were treated in the Lake Placid School District. And I think that's something we can all relate to. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Please.
It's been pretty obvious that, for the last 2 elections, the other side is willing to put anyone in just to make sure that there's nobody there like you. So what's your, how do you feel right now about your support of this?
Good. I feel good. There's no doubt that Cliff is a formidable opponent. If of anyone who they could have gotten, he might be the strongest candidate that they could have gotten. I've been the underdog in every race I've been in, and I'm 2 for 3. So I was certainly the underdog when I was first running for the town board. It was a solid victory. I do think that there's a silent majority, is one way to put it. Another way to put it is, there's one of my friends always tells me, there's a lot of normal people in Wilmington too.
That's actually reassuring.
Wait, are we normal?
That's
Like
normal.
He's talking about all the arguing on Facebook over the past few years and how a lot of people are just so sick of it. And so again, that's us trying to take the heat out of the conversations.
But how do you suppose a guy that has a construction business can be a town supervisor?
And there's only short-term rentals.
His tenure on the planning board was not good. He did not cover himself in glory as a planning board member. His tenure on the planning board was bad. He was on the planning board when they approved the storage ordinances with no conditions, no restrictions, perfectly visible from the entryway to Wilmington. And now he wants responsible growth. It's just the same playbook. It's literally the same words. We want responsible growth. Well, what does that mean? Apparently it means the storage units and the KOA. That's their definition of they talked about responsible growth 6 months before the election. And then the rest of the year, the rest of the term, that's their definition of responsible growth. I think Cliff clearly would be a perpetuation of the same regime that the town was so tired of. There's absolutely not a single doubt in my mind.